Becoming You show with me, your host, Leah Rowling. Do you believe you are capable of choosing your future? Sometimes it takes just one person to believe in you, for you to believe in yourself. If you find yourself continuing to say, someday I will take better care of myself, only to continue living the same day over and over and over again, then you, my friend, are in the right place. I am your biggest cheerleader, inspiring you to become you on purpose and with intention. Are you ready to create a life you love? I'm excited to share with you some big ideas that you can use today to inspire, impact, and influence your life and everyone in it. The Becoming You show starts now. Hello, my friends. How are you? Welcome to the show. I haven't said this for a while, but if you've been listening to this, thank you. And if you've even benefited in some way, would you mind sharing it? Give me some stars. It means the world to me. And if you are new, welcome. My goal is to get this work out to as many people as possible. And it isn't possible without you guys sharing and commenting and texting. And so I really, really appreciate you. I also really appreciate the really courageous and brave listeners that call me and text me and even sometimes challenge some of the things that I say on this podcast. And I love it because I want to be challenged. And I want you guys all to think about everything that I offer and actually everything, every single thing that you consume. I want you to consume it your way, which means that it needs to be challenged. It needs to be thought through. It needs to be considered to see if it aligns and if it's congruent with who you are. And so I appreciate you and I respect you and I honor you. So today we are talking about a topic in personal development that is pretty fundamental to everything I teach. And yet it doesn't really get the attention that I believe is deserved. It is the one thing that I would say we all want. It is better than happy. It's better than fame and fortune. And it is responsible, I think, for every facet of our life. And that is the concept of freedom. It's a big topic, and it would be next to impossible to give it justice in our little time together today. But my hope is to share with you the importance of it and give you a few strategies so that you can begin to enjoy and benefit from what it truly, 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 truly means to be free. Now, we're not talking about politics or religion today. We are talking about personal freedom and the power that it holds. And I believe that there are two reasons that we haven't stepped into our freedoms. The first is that we let what other people think, need, and want matter more than what we think, need, and want. And secondly, we let our own thoughts about ourselves steal our power and ultimate freedom. And I know this sounds obvious, but when was the last time you reflected on where in your life you are letting other people dictate how you show up, what you do, what you say or don't say? When was the last time you reflected on the things you say or don't say to yourself? Your freedom is tied directly to how responsible you are for what you tolerate. Where are you not saying what you want to say because you were afraid that someone else will be upset? How often do you tiptoe around a situation so you don't avoid conflict, so peace can be yours? But please do not misinterpret peace for freedom. Peace at the expense of your freedom is not peace. It's misery. I had a client once that decided that she would rather have peace in her home than peace in her heart. She decided that it was better if she just kept quiet, if she didn't express how she really felt or what she really wanted in her life. It was better for her home, but certainly not for her heart, and absolutely not for the world. This client is brilliant, She has suffered so much and yet has so much to give to the world, but she is not free to do it. Not only does she continue to suffer, but we do as well, because I have no doubt that what she could create, the value that she is capable of putting into the world, would benefit all of us greatly. Where in your life are you mistaking peace for freedom? Where are you trying to avoid a difficult conversation to keep the peace? Where are you silently resenting the people in your life, cursing them under your breath, flipping them off in your mind, angry and bitter for the lack of support they offer, for not understanding you? And yet you suffer silently because we want to keep peace. How is that peace? I have a friend that wants to get into coaching, and I want to add that the world needs her in this space, but she won't even consider it as more than just an idea because her husband doesn't support it. Her husband doesn't get it. Her husband doesn't understand. And if you are in a place where it is in your heart to do something, then the only person that has to understand it is you. If you want to cultivate peace, cultivate the peace required to be misunderstood. No one has to understand it. No one has to support it. Let them judge. Let them think what they want to think. Understanding what you want and aligning your actions to that is freedom. That, my friends, is personal power. That is courage. And once you step into that with which you want, that with which you desire, and you make it happen for yourself, people will still judge, but they won't doubt. I believe that we allow our freedoms to be taken when we operate from the 3 Ps. Okay, I've talked about them before, but they are important to understand because they are the key to our freedom, right? And the key to our freedom is authenticity. And we rob ourselves from it when we operate from these 3 Ps: pretending, people-pleasing, and perfecting. Okay, so let me run them down really quick because this is a strategy in order to step into the freedom that is yours. It's your birthright. Okay, so pretending, as you've heard me probably offer up on the show before, looks like you being fine when you're not. Pretending looks like you trying to be what other people want you to be, say what other people want you to say, do what other people want you to do, and think the way that they want you to think. Pretending is exhausting. And if you get really good at it, like I did, you won't even know who you are, who you really are. That is the opposite of freedom. That is the truest form of suffering. Then you got people pleasing. People pleasing looks like you lying about who you really are in hopes to please other people. It is a form of pretending, and we've gotten really good at this one too. Sometimes people misunderstand this, so I want to clear it up. I'm not suggesting that we don't want to be of service and give to others as freely as we want. That's not people pleasing. That is genuine serving. People pleasing is doing something that you don't want to do in hopes that it will put you in good favor with them, but it never puts you in good favor with yourself. Have you noticed that? Because although they might not know you're lying, you do. And every time you lie to yourself, every time you pretend to be someone you're not, you disconnect with yourself. You alienate the very best part of who you are, right? Instead of being more like someone else would like you to be. We don't need more people thinking, feeling, and doing what everyone else is doing. We need more people being them. No apology required, no permission to be sought. And then you have the 3rd P of perfectionism. I've met so many people that have so many amazing ideas, so much creativity, but they rob the world of it because they want it to be perfect. I would even be so bold as to call it vain. Most people do not know the difference between B- work and perfect work. And I might suggest that there's no such thing. Perfectionism at its core prevents progress. If we are to put ourselves out into the world, put our creations out into the world, then it is only valuable if it actually gets put out into the world. A book in your head waiting to be crafted into a perfect sequence for publishing will remain a book in your head. None of these free us to be ourselves, think for ourselves, and put ourselves and our gifts out into the world. So awareness of our P's is the first strategy to freedom. So when we're not giving away our power to other people by way of pretending and people pleasing and this false sense of perfectionism, we are robbing ourselves of it by our own negative thinking, our own indulgent feelings, and our incongruent actions. Our negative self-talk, our inner critic stories that we have about ourselves rob us from the very freedom to live a life of abundance, a life where we feel 100% worthy, a life where we truly free to have the range of emotions, experiences, and embrace the day as it is not how we think it should be. To understand that our life is 50-50 and nothing has gone wrong, and rewrite the stories of our past, making us the heroes in it and not the villains. That's the way that you write your future, is by rewriting your past. Most negative thinking is either based from our past, okay, stories that we believe to be true about the way we thought our life should have been, how other people should have been, our beliefs about what is possible, right, about our future, using evidence from our past. These negative thoughts about either our past or our future create what I'm calling the 3Ds. So we have the 3 Ps that rob our freedom, and we have the 3 Ds that rob our freedom. And these are doubt, delay, and divisiveness. Okay, I talk about them a lot, but let's break them down, right? Like I did the Ps. Doubt. Who second guesses themselves? Okay, no judgment. Who struggles to make decisions? Who procrastinates on the very things that they know will better their life, their business, their health, their wealth? Freedom from doubt is imperative to your next level of success. You can't possibly doubt your possibility and actualize it at the same time. Knowing that doubt comes from fear, and fear is just mismanaged thinking, and it's optional. I think we fear, right, that we will make either a wrong decision or a right decision. And there's no such thing. Your decisions do not create your results. This is so important to understand. Your decisions do not create your results. Your decision, once it's made, goes into the S line of the model, and therefore it's neutral. And you give decisions meaning by what you think. You make right by your decision. There's no right or wrong decision. It's the decision that you make, and then you make right by it by way of your thinking and your feeling and how you take aligned action towards that thought. Delay. Where are you delaying your progress? Think about it. Otherwise, I'm just words. It's too philosophical. Think about it. Like maybe pause this and be like, where am I delaying? And be honest. Where are you making excuses in all or nothing thinking? Sometimes just the awareness of this is enough. So many times people think that there's so much to compromise and they negotiate themselves out of the very freedoms that are available. We think we can't lose weight because in order to do that, we would have to go to bed earlier. We'd have to get up earlier. We'd have to find time to work out when our schedules are already so full. And then when would I see the kids and the husbands? We think if we have to count macros and intermittent fast and carb cycle and journal every single thing that we eat, it will be exhausting. We don't feel like we can do it. And I want to offer that nothing requires this all or nothing thinking. Actually, this type of thinking is the fastest way to not get the results that you want in your life. It is the opposite of freedom that I'm offering for you to choose. In the middle of that all or nothing thinking, you will find the freedom. In the middle, you will find choices, lots of choices, right? Not for you to choose all of them, but to choose one of them, okay, and decide to commit to that decision. Not because you will be any better for doing it, but that you will be free to choose growth and progress over excuses and negotiation. The third D is divisiveness. Divisiveness happens when we shame ourselves and judge others and expect a different result. Divisiveness, as the name implies, divides us from ourselves in lies, shame, right? Shame says that there's something wrong with you, that you should be better than you are. That is a lie, right? There's no truth in shoulds. Divisiveness divides us from others in lies. Blame. Blame says that there is something wrong with them, that they should be better than they are, and that is a lie. What is true is that you are you and they are them, and it is simple as that. And yet it remains challenging for us to accept. We've been conditioned to judge. We live in a world so desperate for our attention, desperate in taking our focus off of our life so that we can give it to everyone else, for everyone else. We are never bored long enough to get to know ourselves, to make that next impact that we know we can. We're never bored because of our phones, because of social media, because of Netflix, because of Amazon, even books and podcasts that just allow us to consume but not really create. They all allow us to react, not to reflect. So awareness of these Ds is the second strategy to freedom. And the last couple are going to be quicker because they're less philosophical. They are less about awareness of what gets in the way to our freedom and more about choices. Freedom is choosing who you are and who you want to be, free from any need, free from any shoulds, free to just choose as the creator of your life, free to live unapologetically imperfect, and free to do it all without raising your hand and asking for permission. You do not need permission to chase your dreams. You do not need anyone to understand. You do not need proof that you are capable. You do not need to know how you are going to do it, as these are all the reasons, right? We resort to the Ds. You just need to choose. Choose your T, okay? Your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Yes, I want you to choose how you think. I want you to choose how you feel. I want you to choose who you want to be. Choose what habits you want to start and stop and continue to do. It seems like freedom and personal power would require more than that, but it doesn't. It doesn't require more. Rather, it requires a consistent and committed attempt to continue to choose you every day when the world says you shouldn't. When the world says that you should just say fine when you're not. Wouldn't want to inconvenience anyone with the truth. When the world says that you should be pleasing. We should do what we're told. Follow the rules. Raise our hands to ask a question, go to the bathroom, or share an idea. These preconditions served for sure a purpose, maybe when we were in elementary school, but now in adulthood, they shackle our existence. Are you choosing on purpose how you want to think? Or do you find yourself so busy, so overwhelmed, living the same day every day without much thought to your thoughts? How do you want to feel? Are you feeling? Do you allow yourself to feel the day, to feel joy and aliveness and vibrancy and love? Or again, are we just going through the motions, living out memorized models of existence? This happened, so I should feel this way. That happened, so I should feel that way. Why? Don't allow yourself to feel against your will just because it's the common thing to do. Don't do what's common. If you want incredible success, if you want uncommon results, then you need to think and feel uncommonly. I don't know if uncommonly is a word, but as you know, I make words up all the time. Okay? So you have to choose to be you, to think, to feel. You've got to choose your T consciously and intentionally. Okay? The last strategy is to play the long game. I believe that nothing is more freeing than recognizing that life is a game that is won by patience. Patience requires an element of faith, gratitude, and trust, and the reminder that the only reason that we are impatient is because we are not free now. We are not happy where we are because we are not even here, because of all of the P's, because of all of the pretending, all of the people pleasing, all of the perfecting. We think it should be different. It should be better. And we try to hate our lives better. And we live in not enough. We live in scarcity. And the D's, doubt, delay, divisiveness, are all in the land of scarcity. The long game is required to be free. Patience is required to be free. I was thinking about this when I was thinking about patience, and I was thinking, you know what? I don't think I ever have looked the word up in a dictionary. Okay. So I wrote it here because I thought it was really interesting. Okay. So this is the definition of patience. Okay. It's tolerant and even-tempered perseverance, the capacity for calmly enduring pain and trying situations. Patience is the acceptance of the 50-50 without being all shocked about that something has gone wrong. When I talk about adversity and I offer up the invitation to expect it, it is our curriculum. And yet there are so many adults running around complaining that their life isn't the way that it should be, complaining about people that have not changed being them for as long as they have known them, and yet they're surprised when they still act the same way they always do. I have a client who has a boss that is, in her words, not mine, a narcissistic sociopath. And when we have conversations, she likes to remind me that he is a narcissist. I was going to say a narciopath. Is that a word? Probably not. She likes to remind me of that. And sometimes she's shocked by it. Sometimes she is surprised that he's this way. And I like to remind her, why are we surprised? Why do we let ourselves get all upset about this person who will most likely remain this person for as long as he remains this person? This is what I know for sure. And yet we create such pain for ourselves, such deliberation, such rumination for ourselves when we expect people to be different than they are. I think this patience is just allowing people to be them, allowing and embracing the 50-50, to be tolerant, right? And even tempered as we persevere throughout this life. The patience is the test. The patience says, can you choose to be happy, to be fulfilled, to be joyful, to feel this sense of aliveness, even in times of pain, even in times of challenge, even in enduring times? Can you choose that for yourself? That's true freedom. Freedom is not being surprised by people that continue to suck for you. That is not freedom. That is feeling caged. That is the worst kind of misery. True freedom is the awareness of the peace, right? The awareness of, where am I pretending in my life? Where am I saying I'm fine when I'm not? Where am I walking on eggshells to not speak my truth because I'm too worried about what anyone else feels about it? And certainly not worried about how I feel about it enough. Where am I pleasing people in hopes that they will like me, knowing that I won't like me? Where are we choosing other people liking us over ourselves liking us. That affects our relationship with us. That affects our integrity. That affects us stepping into our personal power and our freedom. And where are we perfecting to the extent that we are not putting out the work that we know that will be valuable into the world because we're too concerned that it isn't perfect? Can we just be okay with some B- work? Can you just get your work out there and then do as the word implies, right? The word of perfect is to do it, put it out there when it isn't perfect, when it's B- at best, and then to perfect it over time. And then the other strategy to reclaim your freedom is really awareness of these Ds. Where are you doubting yourself? Where are you showing up confused by your life? Unsure, uncertain, in doubt? Where are you saying, I don't know? Where are you not answering your own questions? Where are you delaying? Where are you procrastinating? And where are you creating divisiveness in your world by either blaming other people for not being who you think they should be, or shaming yourself for not being who you think you should be? If you free yourself and at least have some awareness and some acknowledgement of the P's and the D's, you are well on your way to reclaiming what I believe is your superpower, your personal power. And that is your claim to freedom. And the last two, just choices. Choices. Choose your T. T-E-A. Choose your T. Choose your thoughts. Choose your feelings. Choose your actions. And if you've been with me a while, or if you work with me, or if you've taken a program or a course, you know this model. You know how to steer. You know how to choose your T. And if you don't, I have a course, a declutter course. It should be in the show notes. If not, I know it was in the show notes from last week, but it's a course on decluttering, because the only possible way that you can step into your freedom is to clear the clutter that's keeping you from being truly, truly free. In the clutter course, I talk about how to clear up these P's, not just an awareness of them, but doing the work to free yourself from pretending and people-pleasing and perfectionistic tendencies so that you can live your truth. I show you exactly how to clear up the doubt and the delay and the divisiveness so that you can stand in the middle with truth and love and not doubt yourself. Trust your own knowing again and choose your how you think, how you feel, how you show up. All of that's in the clutter course. It's super affordable. So if you've been listening to me for a while and you're like, God, I wonder if what she says, taking my life to the next level, is really true by accessing her programs and her courses. I'm telling you, it's a game changer, right? Not because I say so, right? Because I had to do this work for myself, and hundreds of my clients have done this work, and peace is available to you on the other side. And then choose to play the long game. Choose to be patient in the now. Don't be in a rush. Don't be in a hurry. Don't sacrifice yourself for anyone. You don't need permission. You just need to live into who it is that you are to the very best of your ability. That is the ask. That is the invitation. I hope you all have an amazing one. I love you all so very, very much. I appreciate you. I honor you. I celebrate you. Have an awesome one. Take care. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to the Becoming You show with me, your host, Leah Rolling, where I share big ideas to inspire, impact, and influence your life. Tune in every Friday at 11 Central on transformationtalkradio.com for your morning cup of coffee, the hug you never want to end, and that inspirational message that you felt was written just for you. Each show is inspiring you to become you with purpose and intention. For more information or to connect with me, visit www.leahrowling.com.